Hello, everyone. It is Wednesday, November 12th, and that means one thing, FrameLoss. I'm your host, 2 Inches. With me, as always, is CJ. Say hello.
What's up, guys?
If you're new to the show, we are a weekly 1-hour video game talk show covering everything gaming-related just for you. Tonight, we discuss BlizzCon 2014, Assassin's Creed Unity, and how it's doing, and we have a review of Sunset Overdrive and a review of Call of Duty, Advanced Warfare. We've got 2 reviews.
We're flush with reviews.
But let's get to the big question on everyone's mind, the thing everyone cares about. What have you been playing since the last show?
So I went out last night, right after work. I picked up Halo Master Chief Collection.
You did.
You guys probably saw me streaming it. I've never actually played like any of the Halo games for the most part. I kept telling people on the stream I got drunk one night and played through Halo 3 campaign on Legendary co-op. So I don't really remember any of it. I remember the flood level being miserable, and that's about it.
If you don't like the flood level from 3, you're going to hate the flood level for 1.
I'm sure I'm going to hate every flood level. They're all awful. That's the point. So I'm interested in playing them. I'll probably make it like a stream-only thing, so you guys can just watch me fail miserably. Other than that, I'm going crazy hard at Madden, as always. I bought a EA Sports UFC over the weekend, so I've been playing the crap out of that.
Oh, yeah, you did buy that.
Yeah, it was like $40 brand new, so I was like, sweet deal, sign me up. And I think that is it. And Call of Duty Advanced Warfare,
which we will be talking about.
We will be talking about that. I didn't want to say I haven't been playing it and mislead everyone and be like, wow, this guy's reviewing a game he hasn't even played.
Yeah.
What have you been playing?
I've been playing a good amount of WoW, because getting in preparation for Warlords of Draenor, which is
so hyped.
Tomorrow. Well, tonight at 3 a.m., but I'm not going to play
No,
it tomorrow.
that's not tonight. That's tomorrow.
Right, but it's still tonight. Technically, it's tomorrow, but it's still nighttime.
No, it's early morning.
I also played a bunch of Call of Duty. I actually played the single player this time, and we'll talk about that more later when we get to the reviews. I played a bunch of Sunset Overdrive as well, so I could finish that up. And then I also played... What else did I play? I know there's something else in there. I played a bunch of FIFA this weekend, too.
Yeah, I heard you playing that.
Yeah. Every once in a while, I'll just get into a FIFA mood, and I'll put in, a good, 3 hours into it. I like that game.
I want to buy it, but I feel like I won't be able to devote enough time to it, really.
Well, you've been going hard on Madden, so... It's
the Ultimate Team mode, dude. It's just
you gotta pick one sports game, and then
it's not fair.
Go bananas.
That's me in Madden. I've completed 3 online seasons already.
Jesus.
Yeah, I go ham. That's really weird for me too, because I don't really like PvP multiplayer, online multiplayer, but I've been trying to get more into it. So.
Yeah.
I played a game of Halo multiplayer last night.
That's surprising.
I did awful. I did terrible.
I'm just clapping because I'm excited for you doing more PvP.
I don't really love it, mostly because everyone's better than me at everything.
Right, but we'll get into this in the Call of Duty.
Matt.
We'll get into this when we talk about Call of Duty. But my extensive training will take you to new heights, my friend.
But Halo, I'm just awful at. I got 8 deaths, no kills. I shot people a bunch, and they didn't die, and they shot me twice.
We'll get you some strats.
We'll see. There's a ton of Halo content, so I don't know.
We'll get some strats.
We'll see. I gotta equip that infinite ammo.
That's not
thing I got.
Multiplayer though.
You don't know that. No one knows that. No one's tested it yet.
So why don't you take us into releases of the week, since
we
had that covered?
We had a pretty big week this week. Actually, one of the bigger weeks in the fall last quarter here that we've had. First up, obviously, the Halo Master Chief Collection. Pretty much everyone who has an Xbox One has bought that. Now,
here's a question before we keep talking about it. Do you think this will push? Do you think Xbox will outsell Sony this month because of Halo?
Yes.
Okay, because
especially because Sony has no exclusives coming up for Black Friday.
True. But even a lot of third-party games, but cross-platform games, people are leaning more towards the PS4 side. It'll be interesting when the NPD numbers come out for this, because this is like the first game I feel that Xbox has that's like a console seller.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I think that while people have been leaning towards PS4 in the past, having the option of Halo is gonna... Xbox really messed up by not bundling it. I'll tell you that much. I don't know what they were thinking.
Well, I think because they're waiting for Halo 5.
No. Well, maybe. They released a bundle in Japan, though, for Halo.
Yeah, that's because this system is basically cancer in Japan, and they can't sell a unit to save their life.
I was reading a thing about it. They said they opted out of the Halo bundle so they could do the Sunset Overdrive bundle. And while the white while the white Xbone is nice, that is a mistake, in my opinion.
Maybe.
Bundle them both. Bundle this one and bundle Halo 5. Who cares?
Because, I mean, then you get into just crazy bundle territory, which they've already done in the past, so maybe you're right.
Yeah.
I think it'll push a ton of units. I don't know if it'll outsell PS4 this month, but we'll see next month when those numbers are released.
I think the other big thing that'll matter is what kind of price cuts happen for Black Friday. That's a big deal.
Yep.
So, in addition to Halo Master Chief, we have 2 Assassin's Creed games. Assassin's Creed Unity, which is the next-gen title on the Xbox One, the PS4, and the PlayStation. And the PC. And Assassin's Creed Rogue, which is on the 360 and the PS3. Collectively, these games come together to form a 5 out of 10 combo. Right in the middle. Because one looks awful and one looks just as good as AC4.
So I mean, we have a lot of Assassin's Creed stuff to talk about later, so we'll get into that as well.
Yeah, I'll be totally honest. I have no plans on reviewing either of these games for anyone.
I mean, I won't buy either one of these.
Yeah, I hope no one was looking forward to that review, especially considering I was so hype on it at first.
I'm gonna rent it and make him play it.
If you rent it, I'll play it.
Okay,
we
might do that then.
We'll see. I have a jam-packed week next week.
Yeah.
Also, Lego Batman 3 for the PS3, the PS4, the Xbox 360, the Xbox One, the PC, the Wii U, the 3DS, the iOS, mobile phones, N-Gage, Gamecom,
Tiger Electronic handhelds.
Yep, everything. I'm crazy hype on this game. I can't wait to have time to play it. I haven't gotten it yet, only because this week was Halo, next week's WWE 2K15, so I probably won't get it until it comes down. Like by the time I get to it, it'll be down in price.
Do you want a big Easter egg spoiler?
I was gonna tell that spoiler.
Oh, you can tell it. I'm
so excited about it. So, for those of you who don't watch a lot of the show, I'm so into those Lego games. They're just a ton of fun. They seem super kiddie, but they're just right up my alley. They're full of like dumb puns and jokes. They're collectathons. There's tons of replayability because you have to go back to the other levels and stuff to do them over with new characters. It's just a great franchise. But I have been disappointed because they've been kind of rehashing stuff ever since, they did Harry Potter 1 and 2, and then they did like Batman 1, 2, and now 3, and then they did Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. So I was like, man, are we going to get like an original, like a new, not original, but like a new Lego IP? And then lo and behold, a fun little Easter egg pops out from Lego Batman 3, where during the story mode credits, a little T-Rex pops up, little red and yellow T-Rex pops out with the Jurassic Park theme song playing.
Yeah. So, spoiler alert: I do not like the Lego Batman franchise.
Like specifically Lego Batman, or just
because I really liked the first one, and then the second one I hated because they gave him a voice. And ever since they added voices to the Lego series, except for Lord of the Rings, because they just used all actual movie
in-game,
I've been less of a fan because I love the Star Wars ones and the first Lego Batman because they do so much with like expressing themselves through little gestures or stuff that giving them a voice kind of killed it for me.
I am very disappointed with the fact that they gave them voices. It hasn't ruined the series for me, but there's a clear delineation between how much I like them. It's not that I like them less now. I just like different things about them.
Well,
I no longer am really into the story mode because it's less funny.
So, Batman is the one that I hold the grudge with because I just bought Lego Marvel because it was $8 on the PS4. So if anyone listening has a PS4,
Good purchase.
Lego Marvel is $8 right now, and it's totally worth it. Even if you had it on the PS3, it's a whole new trophy set, so you can get more trophies the second time you play it. But that one has all voices, and I don't hate it less, or I don't hate it more than Batman, just because Batman was the one that ruined everything for me.
See, I don't blame Batman.
I blame
because
Batman.
it's not like they were like, well, we've been able to do it so far, but the storytelling in Lego Batman is just too nuanced for us to tell it. I think they just made the decision, and Lego Batman happened to be the one they put it on. I think if they'd done it sooner and it was Lego Harry Potter 3 or whatever the frig, then it would have been, they would have done it. It was just a decision to put voices in for whatever reason. I'm not huge on it, but I don't hold any one series accountable for it. It's just a dumb decision by Traveler's Tales. This Lego Batman game looks crazy. I'm super stoked on it, but I am not going to really talk about it until I play it because I've kind of held off on it. Just like knowing about it because I know there's a ton of heroes. I know you go to space. Crazy stuff. There's a season pass that has some solid content in it. But I'm getting off track. The point is Jurassic Park Lego Jurassic Park. I'll play the F out of that game.
I don't care if that has voices or not. I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan.
Oh, it better have voices. Now that they've broken that barrier, I expect to hear all the quotes that are like. I expect to hear everything.
See, I would like it if they went back to not voices. But.
No. A Jurassic Park game isn't Jurassic Park if no one says we're being hunted. And that's a fact, Jack.
Or hold on to your butts.
Yeah. Oh my God, Samuel Jackson Lego. Can't wait. And then finally rounding out the releases on Tuesday, Pro Evolution Soccer 2015 for the PS4 and the Xbox One. For those of you that wish FIFA was a little more technical at the expense of literally everything else, Pro Evo Soccer's for you. It's a solid series. It's not FIFA, so it's not the 10 out of 10 soccer game, but it's still really good if you hate EA. And then the biggest release this week comes tomorrow, World of Warcraft Warlords of Draenor. 12 p.m. Pacific time, not Eastern time. I know you're used to us talking in that. 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get hype on that.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited to go through the portal. I got a free audiobook the other day, and I got the WoW... I already forgot the name of the book. War Crimes. And that takes place between Mr. Pandaria and Warlords of Draenor. It's all about Garrosh.
It's about his trial.
Yeah, about his trial and how he avoids the trial, because that's going to happen.
He clearly does.
He clearly does.
Your punishment is to go back in time in another dimension.
But I've been listening to it at work, and I'm really hooked on it, and I can't wait to go back into that world and get new lore, because I love Outland. That's my
Outland sucks.
No.
Outland sucks. Miserable. All right, so let's jump right into news of the week.
Let's go. News of the week. Let's start it off today. PAX tickets went on sale.
I gotta get me some of those.
Well, you missed it. They're out.
Oh.
So PAX tickets went on sale today. I was sitting at my desk doing my work, and my phone goes off. It's like bling, and it tells me the moment you've been waiting for has finally come. PAX tickets are on sale. I rushed to the site. I click the confirm button. I put in my order. I get an email. It says, your order's gone through. Congratulations. Boop. Immediately when I got the email saying my order has gone through, I get another text that says, PAX 3-day tickets are sold out. PAX sold out this year in 7 minutes. Just under 7 minutes.
Sold out of 3-day tickets.
3-day tickets.
Let's not say it's sold out, because it's still single day.
Saturday, well, funny you should bring that up. Saturday sold out at about 5:30, which is maybe 3 hours after they went on sale. And let me check right now because
I'm checking. You don't. I'm doing it.
Right now,
the other two are at low.
Friday and Sunday are both in the orange. We're at threat level orange. Tickets are low. I wouldn't be surprised if these sold out within the weekend.
It's 113 days away, and the tickets are going to sell out by tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, them selling out in under 7 minutes was kind of shocking. Like, I got my tickets, my hotel, and then they were like, "Boop, we're done."
I want to see all these tweets people were tweeting at them.
Yeah,
I meant to look it up. I forgot about it.
People were tweeting at the PAX guys, very angry at how fast they sold out because they didn't give any warning. Like, I specifically put aside money because I knew that they weren't going to tell people when tickets were on sale. They were just going to announce it. And today was the day. And if you don't have your PAX tickets right now, then you can go on eBay, I guess, or Craigslist. Right now on eBay, the average is looking to be about $185 for a 3-day pass. I saw some like in the $250 range, but I also saw some dipping low in like the $130, $150 range. So
I guess my question is this: they've never given advance warning. They've never been like.
Last year they did.
Did they?
Last year they gave a date, and they said it'll go on sale this date.
Oh, okay.
But that was a week before they went on sale that they told people that. They gave a week's notice last year.
Okay.
This year, nothing.
Yeah.
It just, if I wasn't at my phone, like if I was like getting water from the break room or like at someone else's cube and not near my phone, I wouldn't have gotten tickets this year. Like that's how crucial.
Yeah.
If I wasn't at my computer and I had my phone on me, I wouldn't have gotten tickets. So a lot of people are heated. The good news is I will be going to PAX this year again. So I'll have a lot of information when that happens. But
looking at eBay right now, PAX East selling for between the lowest I see is $125, the highest I see is $250 in terms of actual sold options.
Yeah, so it's varying in that area,
and that's for one.
Yeah, and that's for one ticket.
So
yeah, those went quick.
Yeah, man, the pins, insane. You gotta pin me up, Kyle. You gotta hook me up with pins.
With pins? I'll see what I can do.
Those are the only thing I like. Well, okay, that's the biggest lie I've ever said. It's not the only thing I liked about PAX. Those were a ton of fun at PAX, though. Just tons.
Yeah, you got really into that last year.
I like collecting things. I can't help it. Just the act of collecting is enjoyable.
What else BlizzCon was a thing that happened. Speaking of conventions, BlizzCon happened this weekend. And they had some pretty big announcements. And when I say pretty big, it was pretty... I was pretty shocked. I'm going to be honest.
How shitty it was?
I joked all morning about how Blizzard was going to announce an FPS. And how, like, tee-hee, they're going to make a shooter. That's not going to happen. Joke's on us. And then they did.
I called it.
You did call it.
I called it legit. You called it fake.
Yeah, I was just teasing everyone and telling people it was a shooter.
I called it like 3 minutes before.
I'm just going to put up a... I gotta turn this down. So I'm just going to play this, just gameplay of Overwatch while we talk about it. Overwatch is the big news from Blizzard, and boy howdy, it's pretty. It's a team-based FPS with multiple heroes to choose from. This game takes place in a brand new universe, a new world, other than all other Blizzard titles. They really stress that this is the first new IP in 17 years from them, and that means a lot because Blizzard usually puts a good amount of polish into their games, and we should expect this title to be really good.
Like they want a pat on the back for coming up with something new. I don't know. I don't buy into this whole we're doing a new IP and everyone just being like, oh my god.
I mean, it's pretty big news.
It's big news, but it's not necessarily like super exciting. It's just a new IP. It could be awful. I get that people love Blizzard and that Blizzard has a good track record.
I don't think... to be fair, good track record is like... That's what... what has Blizzard ever done that has like turned out poorly?
Diablo 3.
That turned out poorly for the wrong reasons.
What? That's not... You can't just add little...
I mean, I love Diablo 3. I didn't have any of the problems that people claim they had.
The launch was terrible.
The launch was not terrible. It took me half an hour to get into that game.
Launch was terrible for everyone else. The always online stuff sucks. The auction house ruined the game for a whole year, flat out. You can't put an auction house in a game that's designed around like incentive-based loot hunting because the stuff has to be rare by design. It has to be rarer to find stuff for an auction house to work. So That was just a bad decision.
Okay,
But
I still love Diablo 3.
Look, all I'm saying is that it didn't turn out flawlessly. Like, people really, really love to defend Blizzard. I like Blizzard. I think Blizzard's great, but my thing isn't even. I think it's going to be a fun game. It looks fun. My thing is that people are going nuts over the fact that it's a new IP, as if that, like, what does it matter? I mean, it looks cool. It looks fun. If this were World of Warcraft first-person shooters, people would be just as hype about it.
No, I wouldn't be just as hype about it. That would be kind of silly.
I will. Oh, that would be kind of silly, but
it doesn't make sense for that.
Here's the Storm, totally fine.
Because that makes sense for the universe. Like,
how does that make sense?
They're not giving Thrall a sniper rifle, and like he's not like shooting people.
But then, okay, then not World of Warcraft. Go StarCraft.
I mean, I'd be okay with that. That makes sense.
Okay, so that said, then why is it that much bigger that it's a new IP? Why does that make this game so much crazier?
Because they haven't done that in so long. All their games take place in the same universe.
I understand that. I'm just like, I don't see why that matters. I guess the fact that they haven't done it in so long is irrelevant to me.
Because their story, it's the fact that their storytelling and their worlds are so immersive that the fact that they're making another one to suck us in.
What storytelling in worlds? This game is not going to have storytelling in worlds.
Oh,
it Team Fortress 2.
It's okay. I know a lot of people who are just looking at it are saying Team Fortress 2. But anyone who I've talked to who has played the game said, do not think this is TF2 because it does not play anything like it.
Really? Because I heard that the only 2 game modes are literally from TF2.
I mean, game modes are game modes. Like, that's just FPS.
I don't know how
we're talking, no player in this game plays like another character. TF2, all the characters play the same.
Well, that is patently false.
That's how?
They all have a different role.
They all have a different role, but they all have the same mechanics. None of these everyone I've talked to said all these characters play vastly different than every other character. Like the way a character moves, the way it controls, like all of that.
That remains to be seen. Regardless of how it plays in terms of how the characters feel, it's still a team-based first-person shooter with capture the flag, or not capture the flag, like King of the Hill or whatever, where you capture 3 points, and payload as the 2 game modes.
Those modes were in games before Team Fortress 2.
Right, that doesn't make this not... This is the TF2 recipe. If someone was like, "Oh,
no,
we should make a game like TF2,"
those existed before TF2.
That doesn't matter. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying TF2 invented them. I'm saying if someone were to say, "Let's make a game like TF2," the words that would come out of people's mouths are FPS, team-based, payload, capture points, hats. So that's all we're missing is hats.
See, I don't see TF2 when I look at this game.
That's because you hate TF2 and you love Blizzard, so you don't want to see
hate
TF2.
TF2 because they ruined Team Fortress for me.
That whether your hatred for them is legitimate or not, you hate TF2 and love Blizzard, so you're not going to see TF2 with this game.
Okay, I'll bring.
Hold on. I want to address something that Biohazard's saying. I'm not bashing the game. I'm really into this game. I can't wait to play it. My thing is I don't understand why everyone is so excited over the fact that this is a new IP when it's meaningless that it's a new IP. It's not even a story-based game.
But that's false. That's completely false. It's definitely going to have a story.
Okay, I mean, TF2 has a story too. It's not going to have a story mode. It's not going to be story-based. It's going to be multiplayer-based.
Right.
Just like
these
Heroes of the
characters
Storm
will
is not going to really have a story.
No, Heroes of the Storm does.
Again, it has a story, but it's not going to really have a story. The story's ancillary. It doesn't matter.
Right, but all those characters, you could spout out years of lore for every one of those characters. That's what they're building Overwatch to do too. Like, this is a new world that we're going to have to experience and learn about. That's the big thing, is because Blizzard goes hard on lore.
We'll see. I'm not into giving publishers credit for things they haven't done yet. This game is not out yet, so I'm not already going to be on the "this game is perfect" train that a lot of people seem to be on. They have to. You made my point for me. They haven't done this in 17 years. Who says they can do it again? Who says they remember any of the tricks they need to do? They've been riding on previous IPs for 17 years.
I don't think they've been riding on them.
They haven't been riding on them?
They've been improving and making those IPs better.
They've been riding on them. They've been using those IPs, fluffing them out. Granted, they are good games and they are fun, but who says they know what they're doing?
I say their track record shows they know what they're doing. They
haven't done it in 17 years. Think of anything you haven't done in 17 years and tell me you're still going to be good at it.
But you said it yourself, though. Like, they're not riding on WoW. Like, you could argue every story-wise expansion for WoW has gotten way better story-wise. StarCraft, every expansion is getting way better at their storytelling ability. Why couldn't they do that again?
I can't say that. I don't know that. I know that I like WoW as a game. I can also tell you that I don't invest myself in reading all the quest text and learning all the lore. I have a basic idea of what's happening in each expansion, and I follow the storyline once you get to the raids, but as far as overall lore and stuff, I do not keep up with it because I don't care that much to read all the quest text every time and all that stuff. I don't know anything about StarCraft 2. Diablo 3 is garbage story as far as...
No, what are you talking about?
Garbage story.
Diablo 3 rules in story.
Are you kidding me right now?
The only problem I ever had with the Diablo 3 story was the second chapter and how Belial was like really obviously not a master of disguise.
What about Asmodan literally just telling you where he is? The master of planning is like, yeah, I'm just over here. Come get me.
Yeah, because he's also like super conceited as shit.
He's supposed to be the master of planning. Being conceited doesn't even factor into it. Batman doesn't do that shit.
Batman, what does Batman have to do with this?
Batman is also master planner.
No.
I'm not saying that because I like Batman. Don't confuse that. I do like Batman, but that has nothing to do with
the Diablo lore is awesome.
I mean, this is why I'm not taking your opinion at face value, because you are just giving them a pass on all the bad things.
I'm not giving them. I read all the Diablo books. I pay attention to the lore.
They don't write those books. That's not Blizzard writing those books.
No, but
Blizzard hires someone to write them, but they're not doing it. That's not Blizzard's... That's not a feather in Blizzard's cap.
No, but Blizzard has to sign off on all of them.
Yeah. I mean, you did a really great job on this for us. Here's your money. Thank you.
I don't see how you can... I don't know.
I think you love Blizzard. Just like if someone were to be like, oh, here's a new wrestling game, I'd be like, oh my god, so good. And I would just pretty much not think about any of the bad stuff. I think you're crazy hype into Blizzard. I think you are super into the idea of a new IP. I don't think you're giving enough credit to the very possible bad things that are happening. Again, think of something you haven't done in 17 years and tell me that you're still going to be good at it.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not a likely thing. So I'm super hype on the gameplay of this game. I'm super hype on the graphics. It looks like it's going to be a blast. I have not a lot of faith in the storytelling potential, but I hope to be proven wrong. I'm not bashing it. It looks like it's awesome. I'm already signed up for the beta. I'm dying to get into it. I want to play wicked bad, but I don't think that this is... People are going nuts over the fact that this is a new IP when all signs point to that being a bad thing and not a good thing.
See, I don't see them having a bad track record.
I don't think they have a bad track record. I think they haven't done this in 17 years, and I think they've used the IPs they've had to the point where they don't know how to build a new world.
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Other stuff. Hearthstone, Gnomes versus Goblins. They showed that. Actually, let's get off of this. I just had that...
Yeah, people missed how intense I was getting.
Gnomes vs. Goblins. They showed that. It's a new expansion for Hearthstone. I thought it looked cool. Like, you get to choose which one you represent. And there's lots of cool cards that go with it.
Are you gonna be a gnome or a goblin?
I'm gonna be a gnome.
You're gonna be a gnome? You hate the Alliance.
Yeah, I hate the Alliance, but gnome engineering is superior.
Right, but gnomes are Alliance. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's unbelievable.
I play
I'm telling literally everyone.
Gnome engineering is far superior.
I'm not talking about gnome engineering. I'm talking about the race of gnomes.
No. I'm not playing as a gnome. I'm just using their tech.
I'm pretty sure in Gnomes vs. Goblins you're playing as a gnome.
Nope, you're just using their cards.
Okay. What are their cards? Gnomes?
No, their cards are gnome tech.
Okay. All right.
Gnome tech is superior because it always has a chance to malfunction in just absurd ways.
That's goblin tech.
No, gnomes is the one that breaks.
Like the jumper cables and stuff?
No, not the jumper. Like the net launcher that has a chance to just catch you in the net.
I think they all break them. Because I'm pretty sure I've had goblin engineering tools that just break all over me. It sucks. I always get mad.
What else did they show? Heroes of the Storm. They announced new heroes: Thrall, Jaina Proudmoore, Sylvanas, and the Lost Vikings. The Lost Vikings look like they could be either the most broken thing the game has ever seen, or just kind of silly. Lost Vikings, you control 3 heroes instead of 1. You can micromanage them to be at 3 different places at the map at the same time.
So hype on Lost Vikings mode.
You can keep them together as a group. They also showed some new maps. I thought Heroes looked good. They announced the closed beta, which is in January, so that'll get more people into it. I can't believe it's still in technical alpha. I feel like I've been playing that game for almost a year now.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal with Blizzard is with releasing their stuff. They hate it. They hate releasing things.
And they also showed a lot on Legacy of the Void. They showed a new trailer for it, which was unbelievable. They showed new units for Terran. They showed the Lurker is back finally for the Zerg. I play Zerg, so that's big news for me. And they also showed Archon mode, which they were really hyping the whole convention, which is a mode where it's 2v2, but each team plays one rate, like one character. So it's basically a 1v1, but each side is controlled by 2 people.
That's really weird.
So it's double the micro, double the macro. It sounds like a lot of fun. Everyone was saying it was a blast.
I'm sure it's going to be awesome. It sounds weird, but I'm sure it's going to be dope.
Yeah. So that's really cool. No release or anything for Legacy of the Void, no beta or anything. I can't imagine that being that far out. That's definitely coming out next year, if I were to guess. But yeah, that was pretty much BlizzCon. I watched the Metallica concert. That was underwhelming.
Did they play Saint Anger?
No.
Oh, that is underwhelming.
I just don't know where they go from Metallica.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a weird choice.
Like, I was listening to one podcast and they were like, the really only other band that's like on that level is like U2, but no one's gonna go to BlizzCon to see U2.
I mean, why do you even need just to have Elite Torn Chieftain do it? Never. Oh my god.
They opened for Metallica, and I'm just gonna say this: I never want to see them perform again. I couldn't have been more bored. I'd rather listen to new Metallica.
That's rude. You're just being rude.
Okay, I Am Murloc. That's a good song, and Rogues Do It From Behind. That was funny 10 years ago. I'm done with Elite Torn Chieftains. Like, I don't see the appeal of it.
You just described WoW, basically. Like, oh, this was fun 10 years ago.
No, WoW's still fun.
Well, yeah. Just like people who like Elite Torn Chieftains also say that.
Yeah, I couldn't have been more bored during their set.
I don't really understand it. I don't know if they were trying to get crossover audience, which I don't really know. We were
talking about it, and like, how awesome would it be if next year was? Now you gotta think outside the box here. They have to be somewhat family friendly.
Are you gonna say Gwar?
I'm 100% gonna say Gwar.
Yeah,
and a
Gwar.
Giant prosthetic like Thrall comes out and they do battle on stage, like instead of Gorgor, or like just anything from like WoW. Like that would be amazing.
I don't think Gwar would do it.
I don't think Gwar would. They'd have to cut their show. Like they'd have to calm down a lot.
Yeah, I don't see them agree. They can't spray things all over the audience.
No, they definitely could. It's the closing ceremonies. They're spraying everything.
See, I don't think Blizzard would be like, yeah, please do that.
They might. Blizzard seems really fun.
I don't see that ever happening.
It would be amazing.
All I can say. I don't see that ever being a thing.
So that was basically BlizzCon. They didn't have a lot of WoW news because everybody knows what WoW's happening. It's happening tomorrow.
What happened in that weird 2-hour block that was a mystery?
That was all Overwatch.
Oh, okay. All right.
They also showed the trailer for the WoW movie. They talked about that.
Oh, yeah.
But nobody got to see it.
Sucks.
They announced the date. It's March 2016. I'm really excited for it. I like the screenshots they showed for it, but I want to just see it in action now.
I agree. I was trying to think of something to disagree with, but I agree.
That's it for BlizzCon.
Kind of underwhelming this year. I'm glad I didn't buy the ticket. I was thinking about it. I was waffling. Glad I didn't do it.
I watched everything on Sunday, and I was really glad I bought it, especially for the StarCraft stuff.
Yeah, you were well.
And the panels.
So,
I watched every one of the panels.
I'm really glad I didn't buy it because I was gonna watch it for StarCraft stuff, and then I found out that StarCraft was on ESPN3. So,
yeah, that was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm really glad I didn't pay $40 for it, and then find out it was on ESPN3. That would have sucked. I already pay money for ESPN. So moving from disappointments to things to get crazy stoked for, Just Cause 3 was announced today, or not today, but yesterday. It is officially in production as of yesterday. It's been in production for a while, I'm pretty sure, but yesterday made it official. Avalanche Studios, it's coming out on the Xbox One, the PS4, and the PC next year, probably like December next year, if it doesn't get delayed. It takes place in a fictional Mediterranean archipelago ruled over by a dictator. So, Greece, but with a dictator. And you get a wingsuit. That's all.
You're sold. Yeah, you're sold on the wingsuit.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna play the crap out of this game. Just Cause 1 was bleh, but Just Cause 2 was awesome.
Just Cause 2 was fun. I didn't have a lot of fun with it until I got the multiplayer mod.
Yeah.
And then it was crazy fun. If this doesn't have multiplayer, I might not buy it.
I mean,
because Just Cause, like, I start playing it and then I get bored and then I'm like, well, I wasted that money on that.
I won't see if they're smart. They'll release this at $40, and I'll buy it for $40 instant. I'm not going to pay $60 for it.
If it comes with multiplayer, like in the box, I'll pay $60 for it.
I'll think about it if it comes with multiplayer. But if they came out at $40, oh man, I buy that so hard. Woo!
Other news, big news today. This one's actually today.
More stuff to get hype about.
Bloodborne was delayed.
Woo!
As many of you know, earlier this year, we announced that our forthcoming PS4 game, Bloodborne, would launch in February 2015. Unfortunately, I'm here today to announce a short delay in the release date, as we have more time to deliver the best possible final experience for you. We are really grateful for all the player data and feedback we received from the beta. This will give us a little extra development time and allow us better to integrate things learning from that process. Bloodborne is now set to launch on the PlayStation 4 on the 25th of March and the 27th in March in the UK and Ireland. In the meantime, look out for some more exciting Bloodborne news in early December. Thank you very much for your continued support and patience.
They're just turning real life into a version of Dark Souls.
So it hasn't gone gold yet. So that means that they're still in development. But they only delayed it a month. So what really?
Yeah, it's not really enough of. I mean, again, I guess
maybe it was just little software,
sometimes that's all you need.
Maybe it was just little quality of life things that they can get in there real quick. So they were like, let's just give it a little bit more time. It can't be anything major, I don't think.
I mean, sometimes all you need is you need a week to add one final important component, and that'll push everything by a month.
Yeah, I'm all for delaying a game if it means the game's going to be better quality when it comes out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think more people should be less afraid to delay games.
Speaking of which, why don't you take us into our...
Speaking of, so Ubisoft released Assassin's Creed this week on both platforms, as we covered, next gen and last gen. Their stock got destroyed today, down 9% in Europe, over 9%. It was 9.3, I think.
9% is a lot for a stock.
Oh yeah, today. Down in Europe. That's sell down. That's a lot of money.
While you're talking about this, I'm going to play a video.
Yeah, please do. So the stock went down over 9% today in Europe after the abysmal, horrific launch of Assassin's Creed Unity. There was a review embargo until noon of the day it was released. So you could buy the game before anyone was allowed to publish a review. So reviews are, now that they're finally
It came out at midnight.
Right,
I just want to point that out. A lot of people did midnights for this game.
A lot of people. It's a huge game.
Yeah.
I mean, same goes for Rogue. You couldn't do Rogue until
today
or something.
No. Rogue didn't ship till reviewers. Like they didn't get their review copies till the embargo for Unity was up.
Right. Yeah, that's what it was. So now that the reviews are coming in, somehow it has a score of 76 on the Xbox One and 80 on the PS4 from Metacritic, which is that doesn't match what I've read at all. I don't know how Metacritic. I mean, I guess I do know how Metacritic's getting those numbers, but I feel like a lot of those reviews are not legitimate.
I'm just watching this video. For people who are wondering, there's already tons of these videos on YouTube, but they're just Assassin's Creed glitch compilations for Unity. This is specifically just for Unity.
Oh my god!
They're a train wreck.
Climbs up nothing, just climbing up air.
This game is a train wreck.
Oh my lord! This game's horrendous. There's no excuse for any of it. There's tons of bugs. The game is not fun, from what I've heard at all. There's a lot of just BS that you have to put up with if you want to play this game. It plays more like a tech demo than it does a completed video game. There's like Tuan just said, there's tons of these videos on YouTube of just people finding bugs and people having issues, and it's not good for the series. It's not good for the company. I don't know what they were thinking releasing this. A quote from Polygon: Assassin's Creed Unity buckles in other ways, making for the least stable, worst performing major release I've played this year. Its moment-to-moment performance varies between acceptable and abysmal. So
that's not a good acceptable. It shouldn't be where your game is.
Yeah.
For a AAA title.
In addition to that, this game has caused at least two big sites, Kotaku and Polygon, to flat out state that they will no longer accept games that are under a review embargo. If your game is under a review embargo, they will not review it.
I would assume more sites follow suit.
I'm expecting to see GameSpot come out with that. Probably Giant Bomb. All the other big ones will follow suit, I think. This game, and I understand the concept of review embargoes. I get. Once again, it's yet another case of bad people ruining good things. They make sense when used correctly. They are now instead used as a way to protect games, is what it seems like. Obviously, no one can tell us for sure, but it's every game that's had a review embargo this year, I feel like, is just not good.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest and most telling question we can ask about this game, and we'll get through this pretty quickly so we can get to...
I stuck on that building.
Oh, so dumb. We'll get through this pretty quick so we can get to your review. I don't think we'll have time for Call of Duty, but what is worse? Assassin's Creed Unity, Battlefield 4?
I don't even know. Maybe Battlefield 4, because...
as we watch a guy just running plates.
Yeah, like as I said that, I was like, I don't even know.
Swimming in midair.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much on the same level, I would say. Maybe Battlefield 4 a little bit more. Because I've heard some people, this game's actually, like...
Oh, of course, Biohazard says Unity.
Yeah, I don't know. It's unacceptable either way. We'll just leave it at that.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. Releasing a game in this state is...
And that's the problem. This is, like... I know these videos are funny, but this is completely unacceptable.
It's a game that costs $60. People bought a console for this game.
And, like... Developers get away with this shit because people post this on, like, Reddit, and they're like, tee-hee, funny, and everyone buys the game because they're like, what can I make my character do?
Yeah, oh my god, it's gonna be crazy.
But it's
frame rates are miserable.
Yeah.
Everything. It's just so bad in so many ways.
Okay, let's jump into our Sunset Overdrive review as we watch this guy feverishly climb this stained glass window.
Oh my god.
The other thing. Real quick. The other thing with Assassin's Creed, the microtransactions.
Oh, yeah, I totally forgot.
This game is littered with microtransactions, and there's
3 different forms of currency, right?
Yep. And there's treasure chests in the game that you can't access at all unless you download, like, the mobile app.
Yeah, you have to connect with the mobile app. You got to connect with, like, the website. It's absurd.
nickel and dimed to death, and not even nickel and dimed. There's DLC that's like $100, like in microtransactions.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
So, man, I had a point about microtransactions, and I remember what I was going to say. The thing I was reading today, the review copies, because they were reviewed before the game was launched. Obviously, you don't review the game like within 12 hours of the review embargo. The microtransactions it was visible that there were microtransactions, but none of the pricing was.
Yep, I did read that. That's shady as shit.
That's incredibly shady. I don't know. I don't care what excuse they have. That's wrong. There's no reason that you can't have those microtransaction prices out there. Don't tell me that you didn't know what you were going to charge, because a ton of money is how much you're going to charge. However much you think you can get away with.
Okay, let's jump into these reviews because we don't have a lot of time left. I'm just going to put up the Sunset Overdrive first. Guys, tell me if the sound is too loud because I don't know. Sunset Overdrive, exclusive on the Xbox One. We'll start with story. Like, we have a new review system, so this is going to be kind of different. You're not going to see points.
Mixing it up.
Yeah, you're not going to see points on the side, so it's going to be a little different. Sunset Overdrive came out on the Xbox One 2 weeks ago?
3.
3 weeks ago. The story is you are a janitor at this company, Fizzco. They release a new energy drink. That energy drink turns the entire town into these bloodthirsty mutant monsters. You're running away from them. You get saved by a couple guys. You start learning the tricks of how to survive in this new world, and you're trying to save everybody. I thought the story was really good. I had a lot of fun with the quests, the different factions in the game. What you're seeing right now is the tower defense portion of the game. That portion's really good. That's how you get like your new abilities. You set traps, defend like waves of enemies. It's really fun. What did you think about the story?
Story I thought was really not that funny.
Let's start this out with CJ only made it, what, 3 hours in?
Yeah, something like that.
3 hours in.
The story just, the humor missed constantly. It was just not...
See, I still think you didn't play it enough, because I have the same complaints you do for the beginning of the game. But once I got to that, like, sweet spot in the game, the humor starts picking up. They start to make a lot more, like...
Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't have to play a game for 10 hours to enjoy it either.
No, I'll give you... That's fair. I would say around the 5-hour mark is when this game really shines, and you start really getting into the meat and potatoes of this game.
So what I experienced was... But between playing the game... and watching videos and catching up on stuff for the review. Just a lot of juvenile humor that wasn't really funny. A lot of meta humor, but about things that it was doing. Like, be like, oh, is it so dumb that you got to collect 100 things? Yeah, like, you should go do it. Like, it missed in a lot of ways for me. It wasn't abysmal, but it isn't my type of humor, I guess. I'm not going to just totally be like it's awful, but it didn't hit with me.
No, I can see that. Some parts of the game like made me cringe, but other parts where like you learn this new ability and the character like freaks out and is like, "Oh, I didn't even have to go to GameFAQs for that." Like stuff like that, I thought was really funny.
I do like some of it. Again, they had some funny one-liners and stuff. It wasn't just totally.
I didn't really see anything like super juvenile. Like there weren't any like fart jokes or. Like
the gun's called the AK fuck you up.
Yeah, I mean that's probably as juvenile as it gets though.
I'm pretty sure I saw that gun on Newgrounds when I was in 7th grade.
So I really enjoyed the story, and the story definitely gets better.
Biohazard seems really similar to Saints Row. I would say it's not as bad as Saints Row.
Yeah, it's not even close to as bad as Saints Row.
It is in the same vein. Saints Row dials it up to 11 on purpose. This game was not doing it on purpose, I don't feel. It just was... Yeah. I expect more out of these developers also. That's the other thing.
Yeah,
I expect more out of Insomniac.
Gameplay, so it plays like a... See, it's hard to describe this game for me.
I can do.
I would say this game feels to me like if you had Tony Hawk 3 with the revert system, with Ratchet and Clank weapons and Mirror's Edge parkour. That's how I feel the gameplay is. You're constantly moving. If you slow down, you really start taking damage. You really have to keep moving to stay alive. You have to find what weapons work for what scenario, and there's tons of weapons in the game. And you'll get to the point where you have, like, I think it's 10 weapons equipped at all times, and you have probably, like, 12 more that you can switch in and out of. What do you think about the gameplay?
It wasn't awful. The multiplayer was the high point of the gameplay for me. I thought it was a blast when we did the multiplayer stuff. I actually did it a couple more times before I traded it back in. It was a really high point. I think the game plays. You said Tony Hawk 3,
Mirror's Edge,
and what was the other one?
Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank. So to me, this game plays like a combination of like Infamous, and an on-rails shooter. That's really what it feels like to me. There's a lot of the Infamous style stuff where you're like zipping around and jetpacking all over the city and that kind of stuff. And then when you're not doing that, you have to be grinding around shooting things. And
you're not really shooting things, or
you're not really looking where you're going because the track's laid out for you. All you have to worry about is going back and forth.
No. You have to pay attention to where you're going.
Not when you're shooting stuff. Not when, like, in that tower defense mission that you just showed. You just go back and forth.
That's the first mission of the game, and that's the easiest place to tower defend. It gets crazy at the end, and your rails will stop, and like you'll not be on the rail anymore. Like, you need to know where that rail's going and where you're going to go next while you're shooting.
You do have to go forward and backward, but there's a part right now that I'm on a delay for. I'm on the same chat delay that everyone else is, so things I say about the video are going to be delayed. But there's a part right now where you're going over the bridge. You just go back and forth, shooting people, and then you go over the bridge. It's very linear in terms of the paths you take.
No, I disagree with that completely. This map is one of the best maps that I've played to move around in.
For open world stuff, yes.
Yeah.
But for during the missions and stuff where you're pretty much just in an area?
No, like they're laid out really well. Like, I love the map layout in this game, even for missions.
I also feel like the gameplay is a little, just like a touch too clunky for how fast it wants to be. Not by a lot, but just like a pinch.
This is where I feel like you didn't play enough, because once you get the jump that makes you go higher, and the dash, all that clunkiness goes away because you're never missing like your next rail or your next bounce pad, because you have abilities now that make it easier to get to those. And those come fairly early in the game. But no, like you said, like you shouldn't have to play this far to enjoy it. But once you get those, it's a brand new game. Like, the game's completely different once you have that dash. Specifically the dash.
God, that just seems like really flawed to me. I will, I'll be the first one to admit, I only played like 3 hours of the game. I did not put a ton of effort into it. It didn't grab me at all. And since I don't get paid to do this show, I can really only play so much.
Yep.
It just wasn't right for me. I like a lot of stuff about the game, but not enough, I guess.
Okay, that's fair. Sound and graphics. I think the graphics are top-notch in this game. The little details, like when you blow up an enemy and it just goes like splash. Like, it says splash out and like their goo, and then it like drips away. All that looks fantastic.
I agree 100%.
It does have issues on the only place I've ever seen an issue in this game is on the character customization screen. Sometimes it has issues loading in textures.
Yep.
Like, it just has a little bit of pop in, but that's the only place I've ever seen it. When you're in the thick of things and you've got hordes of enemies and they swarm you.
Tons of enemies.
Never a slowdown, never a dip in frames.
No frame loss.
I love the music. It's all like really like punk rock. Really like gets you amped to play it. The Melvins are in the game.
Always a high point for me. Any game that has the Melvins in it is going to do well.
So I'm just going to throw up our new thing here. I say buy it if you have an Xbox One, and if you're sick of like games following like a formula and you want something that seems different, and it's just a fun game to play. I say buy this game.
I say rent this game. If you really like it, then I would wait until it drops down to a $30 like platinum title and buy it then. It definitely is a game that needs to be tried before you buy it. There are redeeming qualities to the game, but I went out and bought it blind. I can't recommend that anyone do that.
I'm having too much fun with it. I beat it. I love the ending. There's still so much more for me to collect, so I'm still playing it.
If you guys have a friend that's playing this, I would say I got just as much out of it by having Ti play it and tell me about it as I would have gotten playing it because of how tedious it felt at first. I will give them credit for trying new things. The tower defense stuff is a blast at first until it becomes like really repetitive. But it's a...
See, I didn't find the tower defense that repetitive because I didn't do a lot of it.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you don't do a lot of it, then it can't really be repetitive.
Because you're not forced to do it.
Right.
There's only like 2 or 3 story parts where you have to do the tower defense. Everyone else after that is optional. And I was having too much fun with the side missions.
I think it's fun. It, like I said, it gets repetitive. Have to do them. That's a bit better because then you can choose to skip them. The character creation in the game is a blast.
Yeah, you can make your character dope.
I don't think I've ever really enjoyed making a character until Sunset Overdrive. Like I'll make them and I'll be like, that's fun. But I was actively picking funny outfits for them and giving them crazy hairdos, and it looks so good that you can't help but have a blast with it.
Yeah.
I think the game has a lot of high points. It had just enough low points to make it only warranting a trial for me.
So, do you think we can do Call of Duty in 5 minutes?
No, definitely not.
Do you think we should save it for next week?
Yeah.
Next week I had a big thing planned, though.
I mean, we can... I don't think we're going to get through it in 5 minutes and have it be good. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I think we're going to miss a lot of stuff.
Okay, we'll hold off on... See, I feel bad, though.
Why?
Because we said we were doing a Call of Duty review.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the show runs long. I got really into talking about Overwatch.
Yeah.
Blame it on the From CJ.
Yeah, so I guess we'll hold off on Call of Duty since we got a little too far into BlizzCon and Assassin's Creed. Besides that, that's pretty much the show. I do have a game you guys should play. We end the show every week with a game that you guys should check out if you haven't seen it before. This week's game is Syndicate. Have you ever heard of this game?
I'm going to say yes, because the name sounds familiar. So I think I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about it.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about it. And I'm going to play this video. Bam. I'm actually going to turn this down. So Syndicate came out in 2012 by Starbreeze Studios, the people who made Chronicles of Riddick, Escape from Butcher Bay, and the Darkness series. It's on Windows, Xbox 360, and PS3. This game is super fun. The problem with Starbreeze games is they try things very differently. So, like, the game controls a little bit different than other FPSs. It's got different mechanics that kind of, like, they take risks. Sometimes it works out for them, sometimes it doesn't. I usually end up liking their games a lot. This one, the risk is you can hack into people's brains. And it plays a lot like a hack and slash in some areas, even though you're playing an FPS. Hacking into people's brains, you can plant a bomb in their head and blow them up and they kill all the enemies around them. You can have them turn on the other enemies and start shooting them and they're kind of like your companion. You can have them just be really sad and commit suicide and just die in front of you. I think Syndicate is a great title and I think more people should play it. It's pretty cheap now. I think you can get it on PC for like $8. On the
that
consoles,
seems to be the magic number.
On consoles, it's really cheap too. So I suggest everyone play Syndicate because it's really awesome.
What are you gonna stream next week? What do you got lined up?
Monday?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Halo, maybe WoW. I'm not going to stream WoW. I take that back. I'm not streaming.
Yeah, I'm not streaming WoW. Sorry to anyone who was. I mean, if you guys really, really want to watch,
yeah,
WoW,
if you want to watch me play WoW, I'll stream WoW.
Yeah,
but I'm
let
not
us
gonna
let
force
us know. But
people to watch me play WoW.
Yeah, it's going to be boring for if you're watching. You're going to get mad that I'm not spending enough time letting you read things and all that stuff.
You're going to be mad that I'm spending too much time reading things.
Watch both our streams at the same time. You'll be good to go.
So that's our show. Thank you guys for watching. We're here every Wednesday at 8 p.m. EST.
8 p.m. Eastern every single Wednesday.
Let me email. Yeah. I thought this was a pretty good show.
Yeah, I think it went well.
Biohazard doesn't want us to stream WoW, so I'm going to stream WoW.
So WoW it is.
Guys, please follow, subscribe, do all that stuff at the bottom.
Give us a like if you liked it. Follow us.
Yeah.
Click the heart.
So the review was weird tonight because we're trying something new. God, I really want to spoil like our big surprise.
No, don't.
I
Why?
know, but I want to do
God.
it. We have big stuff happening in the back that nobody knows.
In the FrameLoss laboratories.
But maybe we'll have something ready for it next week. Maybe that's where Call of Duty will be. Hints.
Wink.
I'm just made of hints. Guys, thank you for watching. Let's hope the outro works. And tune in next week.
See you guys.
Monday, where I'll be streaming more fun stuff.
Good night, good game.
Good night. It works! I'm so happy!
We did it!
We're adults now! I'm so happy the intro worked! I couldn't be happier. Oh my god. Thank you guys for watching!